Hey guys, welcome to the new channel. Today we're going to talk about the brand new arcade mode in Gears 5. So what is it? Why is it different? Why it might be the right game mode for you, or why it may not be the right game mode for you. Maybe you even hate it. Who knows? So let's start off with what is arcade mode? Well, it's one of the PvP multiplayer modes. It's under the versus category of the main menu. So it's basically a multiplayer mode. It's the same maps, same characters, same weapons, all the same stuff that's in the regular multiplayer that is, brought back from every other Gears game. So that being said, well, what's the difference? Well, this is the beginner's Gears mode, I guess you could say it. So essentially, it's not easy. Like, it's still multiplayer, right? You're still competing against other players. It's a competitive game mode. But if you're not used to playing the traditional Gears multiplayer, then maybe this is where you should start. And there's a couple reasons why it's a little easier, more beginner friendly than other modes, and let's dive into that. First, we're going to be comparing the Team Deathmatch game modes. Both traditional and arcade modes have Team Deathmatch, but they rebalanced how the game mode plays and how you progress through the game mode, and like how you win. Now, it's the same concept, of course, but they've changed it up a little bit for a little more quote-unquote user-friendly stuff. They rebalanced weapons so it doesn't play like traditional Gears. Traditional Gears is very brutal, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But this doesn't play like traditional Gears at all. You'll see what I mean if you were playing the game. They also implemented a kill streak mechanic that also you can call in weapons. And now it doesn't work like Call of Duty, don't get me wrong. There's whole like loadout system. Let's just break it down and maybe you'll see what I mean. Now, starting off with Team Deathmatch, keep an eye on the scoreboard up here. So as you can see, we're in arcade mode, and if you haven't seen the scoreboard, it acts like a normal scoreboard. You get a kill, and you get a point. The first team to get to 50 kills is the team that wins. For the uninitiated, in a normal match of Gears Team Deathmatch, both teams start with 15 lives. The fight goes until those lives are depleted, or you can refer to those lives as respawns. Once the respawns are all depleted, of course, now every player has just their last life, and they'll appear on the upper left corner here. And you'll see, like, as that person gets eliminated, the next person dies. That goes down until nobody is remaining. And it could be really, really intensive when both teams have no respawns and every kill matters at that point. That being said, in the other match, that doesn't happen. Everybody respawns like normal. It's a normal team deathmatch that you'll see in any other multiplayer. Also, in traditional Gears Team Deathmatch, it's the first of 2 rounds, not just, a single match, as opposed to the arcade mode. Now, obviously, somebody who hasn't played Gears before is going to understand the arcade mode and how it works. And at first glance, they might not get the original Gears TDM, like traditional way of scoring the board. But honestly, it's not that hard to figure out. If you're new to the game, it'll take you maybe a round, and then you should understand. Maybe a whole match if, you don't get it at first. But it's not that hard to figure out, but they did change it. Up next, we're going to talk about the weapon balance in the arcade mode. Now, if you're a Gears fan, you know that the only way to go in multiplayer is the Nasher shotgun. It's brutal, it's fast, and combined with some awesome wall bouncing movement, it's extremely deadly. Super hard to land your shots if you don't know how to wall bounce. But if you do know how to wall bounce, you're moving fast, and you're just, you're not getting hit because nobody else can track you. It's honestly a thing of beauty. It's extremely competitive, and just so much fun to watch. Also, generally, you don't really use anything else. You might find a power weapon like the boom shot, or one of the sniper rifles, and that might mix up your gameplay. Obviously, it allows for a little more map dominance, and you can hold the choke points. But other than that, if you're using anything else, it's for long-range engagements, and it generally doesn't work out that well. It takes way too long to kill with an automatic weapon. So the best bet is either you pin somebody out in the open, so you can just lay into them, or you get in close with a shotgun, you blow them up. It's good stuff. Now let's compare that to the arcade mode. In arcade mode, you don't even start with a shotgun. Instead, you start with an automatic of some sort, depending on your class or the character you choose. Automatics have higher damage, and so they can actually reliably kill, unlike in regular multiplayer. This results in longer range combat and a little more cover-based shooting, like a traditional cover-based game. There are still power weapons, but that being said, they have a whole new role in the multiplayer mode in the way this game is balanced. They don't work the same as they will on traditional maps. Also, shotguns are still in the mode, but again, they act differently along with the other power weapons, so you're not going to have shotguns to run in with. You only have your assault rifle, your pistol, and a stun grenade. as opposed to a assault rifle, pistol, shotgun, and stun grenade. Now, going back to that character class you choose thing, so the assault rifle that you start with depends on which character you choose. Each character has different ones, and obviously there's a select amount of weapons in the game, so some of them have the same. But the character you choose will affect how the game plays for you. So obviously you have a different automatic weapon, pistol, grenade, etc. And they also have different kill streaks, and that's how you unlock the power weapons in this mode. As you kill more people, the higher tier weapons you can purchase, similar to a mode like Counter-Strike, where you get kills and then you earn money where you can buy better guns. Imagine that, but in a kill streak mode. Now your kills don't reset when you die, so you don't have to camp and try to get a good streak to get a good weapon. The more you're in there, the more you're getting those kills, or even assists will count, the better chance you're going to get of getting a power weapon, possibly multiple times in a match. Now the weapons are distinct from character to character, so one character might focus on sniping and long-range weapons, another one will give you a shotgun or a boom shot or some other type of power weapon. So it really does matter what character you choose in this mode, whereas traditional multiplayer, you're picking a skin because you're picking a skin. There's no rhyme or reason to which character you pick besides how you want to look. And so let's sum all this up real quick. So in traditional multiplayer, you're looking at pretty unique Gears-only scoring mechanics, some intensive shotgun-heavy combat with wall bouncing, movement. Meanwhile, arcade mode offers a long-range cover shooter where characters have loadouts and kill streaks, and they have simplified scoring mechanics. Now, I don't think either of these are bad, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy the arcade mode. I have a ton of fun. I'm not the best at Gears traditional multiplayer, but I do prefer the traditional multiplayer. But arcade mode is a really nice change of pace. It's a whole different way to play Gears, and that's not exactly a bad thing to add more variety of a different kind of multiplayer for you to play, especially if you don't like the other one. I do like the loadout mechanics. I think it's unique that each character has different weapons. Do I want to play as more of a sniper this time? Do I want to run and gun? Some assault rifles or automatics are way better than the others. The Lancer's great and everything, but the Enforcer, you really got to get in close with that thing, at least in my opinion. And if you're new to the game, trying to figure out where to start, I hope I helped you a little bit. If you've played Gears before, you're going to go back to traditional, or you might want to check out traditional. You'll understand it, you'll be familiar with it, you'll know what's going on. And honestly, if you're a Gears diehard, you're probably going to only play traditional. You probably won't like the arcade mode if you're really competitive because, well, it's not really competitive at all. Arcade is very, very casual, different type of gameplay altogether. Sitting in cover, shooting, it's a lot simpler. But if you're new to Gears altogether, go ahead and check out arcade mode. But I know, traditional is always the way to go. It's competitive and everything, but check out arcade mode. If you don't like traditional, it's probably something that you might be interested in. I think it covers both sides of, third-person shooters. If you want to, more traditional, laid-back, cover shooting, or if you want the wall-bouncing, amazing Gears gameplay that we know and love. And guys, that's the video. I hope it's a solid start to what may one day be a thriving Xbox channel, but if this did help you at all, or you actually found this video and you watched it, finding it's one thing and watching it's a whole nother thing, so, I'm extremely grateful if you've made it to here, and if you could throw a like, subscribe, comment, or anything my way, it'd be much, much appreciated as I attempt to kind of lift this channel off the ground. Let's get it going. Besides that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the game.